Okay, so this video is actually a follow-up to the updated video that I did of Dbrand's Killswitch Steam Deck case last year after they had a little bit of a rocky launch. Now, if you're not familiar, originally what happened with the Killswitch Steam Deck case is that they had a kickstand on the back of it. However, it was magnetically attached, and that would cause an issue where on certain models of the Steam Deck, the magnet was actually powerful enough to slow down the fan and potentially cause some heating issues. Now, to Dbrand's credit, they did own up to that mistake pretty quickly and committed to making sure that everybody who had the original model would get an updated version of it that was mechanically based, free of charge, so that way you could have the stand on the back of the case, but again, without worrying about the magnet problem that plagued that initial batch of the Killswitch case. So they got in touch with me again recently and asked if they could send a package over, and I was like, yeah, totally. And I just sort of assumed that it would be, the Killswitch Steam Deck case with that updated kickstand. However, they did send over a little bit more than I was expecting, and that's what today's video is all about. Now, I'm not going to do an in-depth, technical review of everything about the Killswitch Steam Deck case, because I kind of already made that video. You can check out the original up here somewhere if you'd like. But what I will do is discuss some of the differences and some of the new stuff that they sent over that I was not expecting. And yeah, just kind of give an idea of what you can expect from the Killswitch Steam Deck case if you're, getting it under this new revision, which comes with the updated kickstand. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and start off with what was actually in the package that they sent over. Now, by all rights, they could have just sent over the updated Killswitch case that actually had that revised back that I already mentioned, but instead they actually kind of sent the full gamut over, along with a couple of extra goodies that, again, I was not expecting. Specifically, they sent over the Killswitch case itself, which has the updated mechanical lock for the kickstand, another protective front cover, 2 screen protectors, which I really never used these, but still it was a nice inclusion, and a new set of stick grips in a basic black, which is kind of a nice change of pace since I've kind of been using that orange and blue for a while now. However, beyond all of the basics that I was expecting just for the Steam Deck Killswitch case, they also sent over the Switch Deck skin, which I was not expecting, and then also an entirely new accessory that you can get for this system, which is a dock adapter that will allow you to leave the case on and then also make sure that you can use the Steam official dock for your Steam Deck, which actually ended up including not only an adapter to make sure it could fit in there, but then also for the top portion, it included a USB-C extender so that you could actually, make sure you could connect it to the dock while leaving the case on. Now, as far as changes to the case go, it's essentially identical to the original, again, save for the updated kickstand. It still feels really good in the hand thanks to those textured grips on the side, and also just kind of a rubbery feel around that place where you rest your hands for the controls. And all of this leads to just feeling like you have a better grip on the Steam Deck, and also that it's really well protected if you just want to toss it in a backpack or something like that. And all of this without adding a whole lot of bulk to the system. It's still a fairly slim case for what it is. Don't get me wrong, you'll definitely notice some extra weight, but it's nothing that I would call uncomfortable, and it's not adding so much to the Steam Deck that it goes from, being super portable to, just like some kind of a monstrosity to cart around. Because to be fair, the Steam Deck was never that portable anyways compared to something like, Nintendo Switch or a Game Boy or something like that. Now, as for the skin, just like before, they did not send me the full case wrap for the Steam Deck. Rather, they only sent me the portion of the skin that sort of covers the exposed area whenever you have it in the Killswitch case. Which honestly for me is totally fine because these things are still kind of rough to install for me. Despite my best efforts, I feel like I always get a little bit of an air bubble on the corner whenever I apply these things. I'm sure if I was a little bit more patient and just took more time, it probably would have turned out better, but alas, patience is not really my strong suit. However, I did manage to get it installed, but beyond that, I also got to see what it's like to remove one of these skins, which I had not done yet, since I'd pretty much just left that X-ray skin on my Steam Deck for the past several months, but I can confirm it did no damage to my Steam Deck whatsoever, and it didn't leave any sticky residue behind or anything like that. Now, as for the Switch Deck skin that they sent over, I have to say I really, really love the way this thing looks. Not purely because it is an homage to the Nintendo Switch, if not a straight-up ripoff of the Nintendo Switch, but also just because I think that's a pleasing color scheme in general. But man, I really do feel like Dbrand's playing with fire here, and I can't believe Nintendo hasn't sent them a cease and desist or anything about this, but I guess their lawyer said it was fine, so why not? Let's go ahead and make the Steam Deck look like a Nintendo Switch. But at this point, it also makes me think that I have not tried Switch emulation on the deck yet, but with it looking like this, I feel like I kinda have to at this point, but we'll see what happens. Now, going back to the case, I have to say it feels predictably as solid as the original one does, and as for that locking mechanism for the kickstand on the back, I gotta say it actually feels a lot better than the magnetic one did, and it actually feels like it has a more solid connection. Don't get me wrong, I understand that magnets are more convenient and everything, and a little bit quicker to pop on and off, but it feels a lot more solid in this iteration. Honestly, I feel like they should have just done this from the get-go. So even aside from the fact that you don't have to worry about, the magnet woes and potentially impacting your fan, honestly, I just think it's a better experience overall if you want to make sure that your deck remains stable if you're going to have it propped up. But the thing I liked most about everything that they sent over was the dock adapter. Now granted, the dock adapter isn't free and it will set you back $7.99 for the privilege, but it's really cool that you can actually leave your Steam Deck in the Killswitch case and then have it sit comfortably in the dock. Although it does take a little bit more work to drop this into the dock with the case on, there's kind of a little recessed area in the dock adapter, and that sort of lines up with one of the ridges on the exterior of the case to make sure that you put it in properly and you're not accidentally covering up the vent or something like that. Now, as for the USB-C sort of extender that they include with the dock adapter, it's perfectly functional in my testing so far. The only thing is, it does make me a little nervous with it being that tall sticking out of the dock. I'm just a little bit more cognizant of maybe accidentally banging into it or something, because I wouldn't want to like break the USB-C port on my Steam Deck, obviously. It would have been nice if they had made it a little bit more form-fitting and, you know, something that you could have just, you know, had it almost flush, I guess, with the top of the case. But again, these are pretty minor complaints, and for $8 to make sure that you don't have to constantly take your, you know, your, almost said Switch, take your Steam Deck out of the Killswitch over and over to make sure that, you know, you can dock it up when you need to, it's perfectly functional for what it is. So yeah, at the end of the day, the Killswitch case is still as solid as it ever was. It's comfortable, it makes your system feel protected, but again, crucially, now you're not going to have to worry about that magnet problem on the back of it. I also think that the dock adapter was a really smart thing for them to come out with because, again, it negates the need to constantly take your Steam Deck in and out of that case. And then finally, as for the skin they sent over, personally, I absolutely love it. And something else I'll say on that is it does have a matte finish rather than the glossy finish that the prior X-Ray skin had that I was using, and I do prefer the feel of that kind of matte finish to the gloss. It just feels a little bit easier to kind of glide your thumb across on the touchpads, for example. But hey, what about you? Did you grab the Killswitch case for your deck at launch? And if so, did they already send you your replacement? Or are you somebody who kind of held off until they took care of the magnetic kickstand issue and got that sorted out? And if so, are you still planning to grab it? Let me know in the comments below. And also, now that I think about it, I really have not done a ton of accessory videos on the channel. I think I've done like 2 or 3 so far. Mostly I talk about games, but if you would like to see more videos like this where I focus on a specific accessory or something that enhances the Steam Deck experience, let me know and I'll see if I can work more of those in moving forward. But yeah, as always, thanks so much for your time. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.